You're listening to Don't Miss This on Paris Underground Radio. For more great content, including bonus videos of events in and around Paris, please join us on Patreon. Hello, and welcome back to Don't Miss This, your weekly roundup of the best of what's happening in Paris this week. I'm your host, Jennifer Garrity, the creator and founder of the Paris Underground Radio podcast network. This week, we start with old words made new, and end with new colors in abandoned spaces. In between, we'll find powerful retrospectives, colossal sculptures, and fetish fantasies come to life. Explore late nights surrounded by art and music in unexpected places, fall in love, ice skate on top of the City of Light, and so much more. This week's edition of Don't Miss This covers the week of Sunday, January 29th through Saturday, February 4th, 2023. All right, fellow book nerds, this first event is for you. Retrospectives, who specialize in the sale, collection, and restoration of secondhand books, has just opened a temporary secondhand bookstore in the heart of the 10th arrondissement. You'll find books of all shapes and sizes, all genres, even antique books. All will be on sale for €3 a piece. In addition to these gorgeous portals into other worlds, you'll also find numerous free events, handmade jewelry for sale, workshops, and snacks to supplement your new editions. The libraire d'occasion éphémère de Retrospectives will be at the Hôtel Le Grand Quartier from now through March 25th, and more information can be found at retrospectives.com. That's recyclivre.com. If you'd like to squeeze in one more art exhibit before the month ends, can you believe it's already February? Head to the Musée Picasso on Tuesday, January 31st for the opening of the new eponymous exhibit, Faith Ringgold. Faith Ringgold is an American artist, and this exhibit will be a retrospective of her work, which focuses on the difficulties and injustices that affect Black and other disadvantaged communities in the United States. Through her paintings, mosaics, sculptures, and woven quilt work, you can retrace her career from her beginnings in Harlem through to struggles for civil rights, all the way up to the Black Lives Matter movement. But it's not pure coincidence that leads Faith Ringgold to show at the Picasso Museum. In fact, Picasso's work had a strong influence on Faith's career, and that influence will also be highlighted in this exhibit. Faith Ringgold will be at the Musée Picasso from Tuesday, January 31st through July 2nd, and more information can be found at museepicassoparis.fr. That's MUSEEPICASSOPARIS.fr. February is shaping up to be a big month, so let's kick it off with some big animals around a big boulevard. Fragile colosses, giant animal sculptures, some of which you may have seen in the Jardin des Plantes in 2021, will be popping up in the streets surrounding Boulevard Haussmann. In total, you'll find 11 statues of bears and gorillas created by Michel Bassompierre, including a brand new piece, Le Malaise, of a bear standing on its paws that runs 4 meters high and is Michel's largest sculpture to date. While these sculptures may be beautiful to look at, their message and their placement run deep. Each of these sculptures showcases an endangered animal whose natural environment is being threatened. They're made of bronze and may appear large and imposing, but their place here on Earth is fragile. By displaying them here in the 9th arrondissement of Paris, the artist is hoping for a clash of cultures to raise awareness. Fragile colosses will be found in the Haussmannian area from Wednesday, February 1st through March 31st, and is free to wander. For more information, please visit galerie-bartoux.com. That's GALERIES-BARTOUX.com. From street sculptures to street art, let's head over the Seine for a new exhibit created by the artist Sacre Coeur in Ukraine, to be shown here in Paris at the Assemblée Nationale. Slava Ukraini. When the war between Russia and Ukraine broke out, many street artists here in Paris created art in protest. Sacre Coeur was one of those artists, and he created a huge fresco on a building in the 13th arrondissement. While he was making it, he met some representatives from the Ukrainian embassy and a spokesperson from the association I Stand for Ukraine. C215 decided he wanted to do more, to take it one step further, and he went to Ukraine to create pieces there in support of the country. This exhibit, which is shown with great significance at the National Assembly, will include monumental photo prints and original signed pieces that C215 produced in Ukraine in March and April of last year. He says, quote, "My project was to go and paint portraits of children in the rubble, because I found that the juxtaposition of the innocence of children with the material horror of war and the ambient desolation could, on an artistic level, speak more than certain speeches or certain journalistic photos." Slava Ukraini will be shown in the holiday gallery of the Assemblée Nationale, which is usually closed to the public, from Wednesday, February 1st through February 25th. The exhibit is free to attend, but advance registration is required. Please also note that C215 will be on the site himself every Friday. For more information, including registration, please visit assemblée-nationale.fr. That's ASSEMBLEE-NATIONALE.fr. Continuing this week's theme of art against injustice, and I suppose the theme of retrospectives, a new exhibit will open on Wednesday, February 1st at the Maison Européenne de la Photographie, featuring the work of photographer Zanele Mahali. Zanele is an internationally renowned South African photographer and activist whose work documents the life of the Black LGBTQIA+ community and the people within it. This will be the first retrospective of Zanele's work in all of France. Apartheid was abolished in 1994, and discrimination based on sexual orientation has been prohibited in South Africa since 1996. And yet we all know that saying it doesn't make it so. Zanele, who calls herself a visual activist, seeks to make queer and Black people visible, while questioning the stereotypes and dominant representations associated with them. She typically asks her subjects to take part in the work to help determine the location, clothing, and poses for each shot, and sometimes even turns the camera on herself. This exhibit features more than 200 photographs, videos, and installations created since the early 2000s, as well as numerous archival documents. Zanele Mahali, La photographie comme utile contre les injustices, will be at the Maison Européenne de la Photographie from Wednesday, February 1st through May 21st, and tickets run between 6 and 10 euros. For more information, please visit mep-fr.org. One of the things people associate heavily with Paris is jazz. And now you can listen to all the jazz your ears can consume every Thursday in the heart of where it once ran rampant. From now through the end of March, Eric Breton and his trio will perform at Les Deux Magots, where writers, artists, and philosophers like Verlaine, Rimbaud, Picasso, Hemingway, Sartre, and de Beauvoir once gathered. You'll hear an eclectic mix of trios, vocals, and instruments, with a repertoire ranging from great jazz classics to original compositions. Jeudi du Jazz will be at Les Deux Magots through March 30th. For more information, please visit lesdeuxmagots.fr. That's LESDEUXMAGOTS.fr. Everyone knows it's Fridays that I'm in love, but this week I'm getting an early start with the new In Love street art exhibit featuring one of my very favorite street artists in Paris. You must have seen In Love's work, small love letters written to his beloved on the walls of Paris, words like Je t'aime, je suis à toi, and In Love, written in black and adorned with bright red hearts. Beginning on Thursday, February 2nd, you'll be able to find a number of In Love's lovely words at the Galerie Sacre Coeur, this time written onto pieces you can admire and or purchase for your very own. In Love street art will be at the Galerie Sacre Coeur from Thursday, February 2nd through February 19th and is free to attend. For more information, please visit galerie-sakura.com. That's GALERIE-SAKURA.com. The very next day, Friday, February 3rd, you can take a look behind the scenes of the contemporary art world with L'Envers du Décor at the Palais de la Porte Dorée. All weekend, you'll have the chance to enjoy installations, concerts, performances, and shows from some of the greatest contemporary artists. Among the many treasures, you'll find a fresco made of chocolate, colorful window stickers, and visual and olfactory experiences, as well as installations questioning colonial history, collages commenting on migration and territory, DJ sets by French activists, and more. Please note, all of these events will be free, but the concerts by Maya Baruch and Gister and Chassol Big Sun will cost between 9 and 12 euros. L'Envers du Décor will be at the Palais de la Porte de Marais from Friday, February 3rd through Sunday, February 5th. All areas of the palace, the museum, and the aquarium will be free to visit, as will the festival, except for the aforementioned concerts. For more information, including the full program, please visit palais-portederais.fr. That's PALAIS-PORTEDOREE.fr. If you're both an art lover and a night owl, you may appreciate the very last late night hours at the Louis Vuitton Foundation featuring the Monet Mitchell exhibit. In addition to the pleasure of getting to explore Claude Monet's garden in Giverny and Joan Mitchell's garden in Vautueil, which you'll be able to visit with short guided tours through the exhibit led by a cultural guide, you'll also have an entire evening of events, concerts, and surprises. From 7 to 9 p.m., Uto, a musical duo, will perform a lo-fi pop love story, combining the supernatural beats of drum machines with ethereal hints of piano and slow brass. From 9 to 10:30 p.m., Love Simone will perform a subtle fusion of post-punk, trap, indie rock, and danceable beats. At the same time, from 7 to 10:30 p.m., you can partake in a paper flower workshop and learn how to make some of the flowers you've seen in Monet and Mitchell's work, under the guidance of a paper florist. Late night hours number 5, Monet Mitchell, will be at the Fondation Louis Vuitton on Friday, February 3rd from 7 to 10:30 p.m. And more information, including ticketing, can be found at fondationlouisvuitton.fr. That's FONDATIONLOUISVUITTON.fr. Is Paris the most romantic city in the world? Host Lily Heisey answers this very question in her podcast, Romancing in Paris, which takes you through the city, arrondissement by arrondissement, by exploring the most romantic and hidden spots Paris has to offer. Listen now to Romancing in Paris on ParisUndergroundRadio.com or wherever you listen to podcasts. Don't miss this. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors. And now, back to Don't Miss This. All right. Enough of these stuffy museums and galleries. Let's head to the top of the world. Or, well, the top of the Montparnasse Tower. That's right. The highest ice skating rink in Paris is back. If the idea of skating at an altitude of 210 meters, that's 689 feet for all you heathens out there who don't believe in the metric system, thrills you, this event is for you. This huge eco-responsible rink made from synthetic ice is perched upon the panoramic terrace of the Montparnasse Tower. And a small altitude bar will be set up so that you can get your fill of mulled wine, sweet waffles, pancakes, and hot chocolate. La Patinoire de la Tour Montparnasse will be open from Friday, February 4th through March 5th, and tickets range from 5 to 23 euros. More information, including ticketing, can be found at tourmontparnasse56.com. That's TOURMONTPARNASSE 56.com. If you'd prefer your ice skating rink lower to the ground and filled with art and music, you may prefer the late-night edition of Urbain de Paname at the Saint-Ouen ice skating rink. Urbain de Paname is a huge contemporary art exhibit held in the renovated Saint-Ouen ice skating rink, which is currently running through February 18th. If you haven't yet had a chance to check it out, this Saturday night might be the perfect time. For one evening only, the FIP squad of Radio FIP will take over with vinyl, CDs, K7s, USB keys, and sound nuggets galore. Beginning at 6 p.m., you'll have the chance to wander over more than 2,000 square meters and admire the work of more than 30 known and emerging urban artists, while listening to music from the FIP Squad DJ set. The Urbain de Paname late night will take place at the Patinoire de Saint-Ouen from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. on Saturday, February 4th, and tickets are 12 euros. For more information, please visit fever.com. If you'd prefer to spend your Saturday night in a way that's slightly less wholesome, you may enjoy one of the most iconic fetish parties in Paris, Nuit de Monia, which is coming to Yo-Yo, the Palais de Tokyo club, with a new edition called In the Mood for Lust. This evening, which is being described as, quote, a unique fetish journey on the theme of the Asian universe, end quote, will pay tribute to the Asian world, whose ancient history, traditions, cultures, and arts have inspired fetishism and BDSM, they claim. Put on your best leather, latex, or vinyl and join in one of several atmospheres featuring alternative music, demonstrations, and libertine games. The night will also have its share of performances, which are currently being kept a surprise. Please note, there is a mandatory dress code, and suggestions include traditional fetish looks, as well as geisha, Japanese schoolgirl, and samurai costumes. Although, and I'm just going to break that third wall here, to both encourage you to safely live out your deepest fantasies, while also asking you to be mindful of cultural fetishism and appropriation, and fetishizing small children like schoolgirls, which is deeply unsettling. Respect others as you would like to be respected. Nuit de Monia, In the Mood for Lust, will be at the Palais de Tokyo from Saturday, February 4th through Sunday, February 5th, and tickets are €69. For more information, please visit nuitdemonia.com. That's nuitdemonia.com. Let's end this week in a world of color. That's right. The Color Festival is back. This year, 4,500 square meters of street art created by more than 80 French and international artists will be spread over 5 floors of an abandoned building in the 19th arrondissement. Perhaps you already know some of the street artists, people like Anaconda, David Salor, De Waal, and Superbab. You likely already know the theme of the Color Festival since, well, the name is in the title. Each year, artists are given carte blanche to create anything they like. The only restriction is the color. And this year's color is, drumroll please, red. In addition to a bigger, longer festival, this year will also see workshops dedicated to children, night visits, and live paintings. The Colors Festival will be at 105 Boulevard McDonald in the 19th arrondissement from Saturday, February 4th through December 10th, and tickets range from €15 to €35. For more information, please visit colorsfestival.com. Well, that's it for this week's roundup of Don't Miss This. I'm your host, Jennifer Garrity. You can find me on all socials at Jennyphoria. That's JennyPhoria. I wish you a wonderful week. Please rate and review this podcast. For some reason, Apple Podcast works best. And tell a friend to help spread the word. Sign up for our newsletter at parisundergroundradio.com and get a quick look at the episodes coming out each week across the network. And to show even more support, please visit us on Patreon at patreon.com/parisundergroundradio. Until next week, happy exploring! Don't Miss This is produced by Jennifer Garrity for Paris Underground Radio. For more on this show and shows like it, please go to parisundergroundradio.com.